My beloved soul, breathe softly now, for heaven has brought you here for a reason. You did not stumble upon this message by chance. And what you are about to hear is not from human lips, but from the voice of spirit moving through the quiet of your heart. There is someone, a soul chosen long before time began, whose heart has awakened suddenly, whose spirit trembles with the urgency of divine remembrance. They want to marry you so fast, and heaven is the one stirring that desire within them. Because when God writes a love story, he doesn't count time the way we do. He counts alignment. He counts readiness. He counts the moment when two souls finally open their hearts to his perfect will. And now, beloved, that sacred alignment has begun. You may feel confusion in your spirit, wondering, why now? Why so quickly? Perhaps you've waited years for a love that felt still, silent, or distant. Perhaps your heart has known heartbreak more than hope. But heaven says this is not rushing. This is recognition, because the one meant for you does not see a stranger in your eyes. They see home. They see the one God whispered about in dreams and divine moments long before you met. And that's why their heart is moving with such holy urgency. Not to claim ownership, but to honor covenant. Not to control time, but to step into divine timing. When God moves suddenly, it is not chaos, it is completion. The season of preparation ends, and the season of fulfillment begins. As it is written, the vision awaits an appointed time. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. Habakkuk 2:3 NIV. Your love story has lingered in prayer, in silence, in waiting. But now heaven declares, it will not delay. There is a mystery unfolding in the unseen realm. Angels are aligning paths, clearing distractions, softening hearts that once resisted love. The one who was unsure now feels a divine pull that words cannot explain. It feels like destiny calling their name, and your soul echoes it back in quiet recognition. This isn't mere attraction, it's spiritual remembrance. Two souls remembering a promise made before birth, sealed in heaven's light, and now awakening on earth. Do you feel it, beloved? That gentle warmth in your chest, the trembling peace that feels both strange and familiar. That's heaven's confirmation. The reason they want to marry you so quickly is because their soul recognizes that waiting any longer feels like denying what God has already approved. It's not about impatience. It's about obedience. For some connections are meant to be tested by time, but others are meant to be sealed by trust. And this love, this sacred bond, is of the second kind. Heaven is showing me an image now of two lights, once distant stars, slowly orbiting closer until they merge into one brilliance. This is what's happening in your lives right now. The spiritual distance is dissolving. The walls that kept you apart, fear, pride, confusion, are being torn down by grace. And suddenly, what once felt uncertain now feels clear, inevitable, divine. God says, I am hastening the promise. He is not skipping steps. He is collapsing time. He is redeeming lost seasons so that you can step into fulfillment without delay. For it is written, I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten. Joel 2:25. KJV, all those seasons where you waited alone, where love seemed impossible, where tears fell quietly onto your pillow, they were not wasted. They were the soil where faith took root, and now that faith is bearing fruit, beloved, the one God has chosen for you is awakening with a deep awareness. They no longer want to date aimlessly. They no longer want to wander in confusion. They have seen what life without you feels like. And now their spirit longs for permanence, for purpose, for the peace that comes only when they walk beside you. That's why their heart is moving fast. It's not the rush of emotion, it's the revelation of destiny. Heaven whispers, do not be afraid of their intensity. What you perceive as sudden is simply the unfolding of what has always been written. This is not a human rush, it's divine timing accelerating, because when God sees two souls finally ready, he removes delay. He opens the door. He sends signs so clear that doubt cannot survive. You may even start noticing unusual synchronicities, numbers repeating, dreams about weddings, songs that speak directly to your heart. Do not dismiss these, beloved. They are confirmations, gentle taps from heaven saying, yes, this is it. Yes, the time is now. As it is written, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:4, ESV. When your delight is in him, your desires align with his timing, and his timing is perfect. So breathe. You are not losing control. You are gaining divine direction. You are not being rushed. You are being realigned. The Spirit of God is bringing order to love, clarity to confusion, and peace to what once felt uncertain. This connection carries a heavenly assignment. It's not just about romance, it's about divine partnership. Together you will bring light to others, and heaven wants that light to begin shining now. That is why this love feels urgent, because its purpose is urgent. And beloved, when God ordains a union, he makes provision for it. Finances, stability, opportunities, healing. Everything needed for this sacred covenant is being prepared right now. You don't have to chase it. You only have to trust it. The same God who orchestrated the meeting is orchestrating the marriage. The same angels who guarded your heart in loneliness are now guiding you toward wholeness. If this word is touching your spirit, pause and give thanks. Whisper softly, Lord, let your will be done, for that is the prayer that unlocks divine alignment. Before this message ends, hear this truth. The love that's coming toward you isn't just about companionship, it's about destiny. And that is why it feels unstoppable. They want to marry you so fast because their soul finally understands. You are not a lesson. You are the promise, as it is written. What therefore God has joined together, let no one separate. Mark 10:9. Levi, you are entering a season where heaven's timing will overrule earthly delay. Where hearts once afraid to commit will now find courage in divine confirmation. Beloved soul, be still and know that you are seen, known, and chosen. Let peace settle over your heart like morning light. Everything that once seemed uncertain is now falling into divine order. This is not too fast. This is right on time. Heaven says, the hour has come. The covenant is awakening. If this message has spoken to your heart, share it with someone who needs reassurance today. And if you feel led, support this sacred space so these peaceful messages can continue to reach more souls seeking light. You are loved, you are guided, and the miracle has already begun. The covenant awakens when two souls remember their divine promise. Beloved soul, as you breathe in this moment, know that the divine energy around you has shifted. You have stepped into the vibration of remembrance, the sacred space where souls begin to remember what heaven has written. The one who longs to marry you so quickly is not merely acting from emotion, but from recognition. Their spirit has finally remembered what their mind once forgot, because before you were born, there was a moment in eternity when two souls were chosen to meet in this lifetime, to walk hand in hand through purpose, to awaken the divine light within each other, and to mirror God's love on earth. And now, the covenant has awakened. You may feel waves of peace one moment and trembling uncertainty the next. That is natural. For when heaven stirs something holy within you, the human heart often feels both awe and hesitation. But heaven is whispering, do not fear what I have ordained. This love has not come to take from you, but to fulfill you. It has not come to confuse you, but to confirm you. For as it is written, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights. James 1:17 ESV. This love is not random. It is a divine gift, and that is why it feels both powerful and pure. The angels say, the one who desires you now is awakening to their assignment. They are beginning to see you not through the eyes of attraction alone, but through the eyes of divine purpose. They see that you are the calm they have prayed for, the peace they could never find in worldly pleasures, the reflection of their better self. It's as though something inside them has suddenly remembered, this is the one my soul was made to protect, to cherish, to walk beside, and heaven smiles upon this recognition, for the appointed time has come. When divine timing unfolds, it often feels accelerated, but to God, it is right on schedule. The years that felt like delay were actually divine preparation. Every tear you cried watered the soil of your destiny. Every heartbreak refined your discernment. Every lonely night strengthened your spirit. You had to become the person who could carry sacred love without losing yourself. And now that you have learned peace, God is sending you someone who honors it. Beloved, this is not a love that begins in chaos. It begins in stillness. For the one who loves you now does not want to impress you with words, but to honor you with action. They are not here to take from your energy, but to build with you, to nurture what God has placed in your hands. This is not just marriage in the flesh, but a covenant of spirit. Two souls vowing not only to love one another, but to walk with God together. For as it is written, though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 4:12 NIV. The third strand, beloved, is the presence of God himself. Heaven shows me now a vision of your heart glowing softly, like a lantern in the dark. And next to it another light, your person's soul, drawn to it with a magnetic pull that feels unstoppable. That pull is divine gravity. It is God's invisible thread, pulling 2 hearts into alignment. This is why they feel such urgency, because their spirit senses that the time has come for what was written to be fulfilled. It's not just about a wedding. It's about an awakening. Heaven says you will begin to notice small confirmations. You might feel sudden warmth in your heart when you pray for them. You might hear songs that speak directly to your situation. You may even dream of them reaching for your hand, or see signs of new beginnings all around you. These are divine signals, the universe echoing God's plan for you. Do not brush them aside as coincidence. They are heaven's way of saying, I am with you in this. Keep walking in faith. Your person may be experiencing deep spiritual restlessness right now. Something in their heart is awakening them in the night. Their thoughts wander toward you, and though they cannot explain it, they feel a sacred urgency to make things right, to step into truth, to honor what their soul knows is real. They are not just thinking of you, they are praying about you, and angels are guiding them gently toward clarity. Heaven wants you to know this love is meant to bring healing, not pressure. So even if things move quickly, let peace be your compass. You do not have to rush, simply allow. For when love is of God, it flows like a river, not like a storm. If confusion arises, pray. Ask God to anchor your heart in his timing, because divine speed is not recklessness. It is revelation. It is when the Spirit whispers, this is safe, this is holy, this is me. Beloved soul, you are entering a chapter where love will be sacred, steady, and spirit-led. The one who once hesitated to commit now desires to cover you in covenant, and heaven rejoices because your patience has not been in vain. You were faithful in the waiting, and now God is faithful in the revealing, as it is written, the Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Psalm 138:8, KJV. That means every detail, from timing to communication, from finances to family acceptance, is being perfected by divine hands. You are not alone in this process. Heaven is involved in every conversation, every decision, every heartbeat that brings you closer together. And beloved, there is something sacred about the way your presence transforms this person. You don't even need to speak. Your energy heals. Your prayers protect. Your patience teaches. You have been their silent intercessor even when they didn't know it. And heaven took note. That is why God is moving swiftly now to honor your faithfulness. Heaven has declared it is time for restoration. You will soon see signs of sudden alignment. Doors that were once closed will open. People who once opposed your connection will soften. Resources will appear as if from nowhere. All of this is divine orchestration. For when God ordains a covenant, he makes the path straight. He removes confusion, he multiplies peace, and he releases favor over the union. This is why their heart feels pressed to act quickly, because the heavens themselves are moving in rhythm with your story. The angels say, "This is a marriage of purpose, not performance." It's not about appearances or speed, but about obedience to divine alignment. You are being called to walk in faith, to trust that what feels supernatural is truly heaven's hand, and though the pace may surprise you, your soul will recognize the peace beneath it, because true love from God never rushes the heart. It awakens it, so let peace guide you now. When you think of them, breathe and say, "Lord, if this is your will, let it be done in your way," then surrender. Because when you release control, you make space for miracles. As it is written, "Be still and know that I am God." Psalm 46:10 NIV. You don't have to understand everything. You only have to trust. Because God never brings two souls together for no reason. There is purpose in the connection, there is destiny in the desire, and there is divinity in the timing. Beloved soul, heaven smiles upon you now. The angels surround you with gentle reassurance. You are not imagining this shift. It is real, it is divine. It is unfolding in perfect grace, and soon what has been hidden will be revealed, their intentions, their prayers, their plan. It will all align with God's hand upon it. If this message has resonated with you, pause for a moment of gratitude. Say softly, "Thank you, Lord, for divine alignment. Thank you for the love that you are preparing in heaven and revealing on earth." And if your heart feels at peace, share this message with someone who needs hope today. Your kindness helps this light reach more weary souls seeking truth. You are loved. You are chosen. And your covenant is awakening. Heaven is declaring, the promise is unfolding. The time of divine union is near, the sacred union, when heaven seals what earth could not break. Beloved soul, breathe gently now, for this is the sacred moment where revelation becomes reality. Heaven says, "What I have begun in your heart, I'm now bringing into completion." This is not just a story of two people finding each other, but of two divine purposes aligning, of two promises colliding in perfect timing, of two hearts finally ready to carry heaven's covenant on earth. In the quiet stillness of your waiting, you were being prepared for this hour. Your prayers were not unheard. Your tears were not unseen. Every "not yet" from God was actually a "hold on, something greater is coming." And now that greater is here. The angels say, the reason they want to marry you so fast is because heaven has confirmed to their soul that you are not just the one they want, but the one God anointed for their destiny. They have seen the world without your light, and it feels empty. They have tasted God's peace with you near, and they cannot unfeel it. Their heart is not rushing. It's responding to revelation. When heaven opens a door, the soul knows not to hesitate. When God confirms, delay becomes disobedience. You see, beloved, this love story is not of this world. It carries divine fingerprints, a pattern of grace, forgiveness, and divine redirection. Even the moments that seemed like endings were only pauses for preparation. The silence had purpose. The distance had design. For as it is written, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Proverbs 19:21. His purpose is now prevailing in your life. Every wrong turn is being rewritten by his hand, and every delay is transforming into destiny. There is a peace coming that will confirm everything. You won't have to question it. You won't have to force it. You will know, because real love, the kind sent by God, doesn't create confusion. It creates clarity. It doesn't demand proof. It brings peace. The same voice that whispered wait is now saying go, and that shift in your spirit is divine timing being fulfilled. The angels show me now a vision of a divine circle of light around you both. It is a ring of protection, a symbol of eternal covenant. Within it your souls are safe. No interference can break what heaven has sealed. No opposition can undo what God has ordained. No distance, no doubt, no fear can separate what divine love has woven together. As it is written, "For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future nor any powers will be able to separate us from the love of God." Romans 8:38-39. NIV. This scripture is not only about God's love for humanity, but also a reflection of how divine unions operate, rooted in eternity, unbreakable by time. Beloved, heaven is not simply sending you a partner, he is sending you purpose in human form. The one who comes toward you will carry an anointing that complements yours. Where you are gentle, they will be bold. Where you are visionary, they will be grounded. Where you once carried the burden alone, they will lift it with you. Together, you will not just build a home. You will build a ministry of love, a sanctuary of peace, a living testimony of God's faithfulness. This is why everything suddenly feels urgent. Heaven is accelerating what was delayed, aligning what was scattered, and blessing what was once broken. It is divine restoration unfolding in real time, as it is written, "I, the Lord, will do it swiftly in its time." Isaiah 60:22. Yes, and beloved, the time is now. You may begin to see things move faster than ever. Conversations about commitment, family alignment, financial blessings, doors opening one after another. Do not fear the speed, embrace the grace. For God is making up for the lost years, for the prayers you thought were forgotten, for the moments you cried yourself to sleep wondering, when? Heaven's answer now is, now. The angels whisper, this marriage is not just about two people, it is about heaven's agenda. When two souls of divine purpose unite, light multiplies. Peace expands. Healing flows into generations yet to come. That is why you had to wait, because this union is not small. It carries legacy, and now that the foundation of your faith is firm, God is ready to build upon it. Beloved soul, there will come a moment soon when you will feel the peace of heaven settle over you like morning dew. It will be quiet, gentle, undeniable. And in that stillness, you will hear heaven say, "This is the one. This is my will." Your spirit will recognize it without words. Your heart will bow in gratitude, and you will understand it was always meant to be this way. Heaven says, the wait is over, and the promise is being sealed. The angels are gathering around this union, singing songs of blessing, pouring light upon every detail of the coming days. Where there was hesitation, there will be courage. Where there was distance, there will be unity. Where there was silence, there will be sacred conversation. And soon, beloved, you will witness what divine alignment looks like. Love that honors God, commitment that comes from heaven, and joy that doesn't fade, as it is written. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Mark 10:9. NIV, that verse is not only a command, it is a declaration over your destiny. This is your time of divine joining. This is your season of holy completion. This is your hour of sacred union. And beloved, as you step into this promise, walk with humility, with grace, and with gratitude, because God is not only giving you love, He is giving you an assignment to love as He loves, to forgive as He forgives, to serve as He serves. For this marriage will not just bless you, it will bless everyone who witnesses it. It will be a living testimony that God restores, redeems, and fulfills His word. The angels say, this love will not fade with time. It will deepen with prayer, because it was born not from flesh, but from spirit. Not from need, but from purpose. And what is born of spirit can never be broken by the world. So take a deep breath now. Release every fear. Let go of every doubt. The waiting has served its purpose. The revelation has been received. The promise is manifesting. Heaven is sealing what earth could not separate. The covenant is awakening in fullness. And your soul, your beautiful, faithful soul, is finally stepping into divine fulfillment. If this word has touched your heart, pause and whisper, "Thank you, Lord, for completing what you began." And if your spirit feels peace, Share this message with someone who needs light today. Your kindness allows these messages to continue flowing into the hearts of others who are waiting for their miracle. You are loved. You are seen. You are chosen. And now you are entering your sacred union. Heaven says, the promise has awakened. The covenant is sealed. The miracle is complete. The blessing season, when heaven prepares the wedding of soul's beloved soul. As you awaken this day, heaven whispers over you, now begins the season of blessing. For everything you have carried, every silent tear, every prayer whispered in the night, has been heard, has been recorded, and is now being answered. This is the time when divine love moves from revelation to manifestation. The sacred promise that once felt distant is now walking toward you with purpose. The angels say, heaven is preparing the wedding of souls. You see, beloved, when God plans a union, it is not just about romance. It is about restoration. He begins by cleansing what once wounded you. He heals the fears that made you guard your heart too tightly. He teaches you to receive without suspicion, to trust without trembling, to love without losing yourself. That is why your heart feels lighter now. Because before God sends the person, He sends peace. There is a divine order to sacred love. It doesn't begin with pursuit. It begins with preparation. It doesn't begin with the ring. It begins with readiness. And heaven says, you are ready now. The healing you once thought was endless has brought you here, to this holy stillness where peace and purpose meet. You are no longer chasing closure. You are walking in clarity. You are no longer waiting in pain. You are standing in promise. Heaven reveals the one who desires to marry you so quickly is also being prepared in this very hour. God has been softening their spirit, opening their eyes, awakening their sense of divine responsibility. They are realizing that love is not possession, but protection. That marriage is not ownership, but stewardship of a sacred soul. They are learning that to love you means to serve God through you, to honor the light you carry, to cherish the purpose you embody, and to never take lightly the treasure that you are. For it is written, he who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. Proverbs 18:22. NIV, and beloved, that verse speaks not only of men, but of heaven's favor over divine partnership. When God joins two lives for purpose, He releases favor that cannot be earned, only received. You will see this favor in every detail. Unexpected doors opening, peace flowing through decisions, supernatural confirmations appearing again and again. Heaven is saying, this is my doing, trust the flow. Beloved, some of you have been asking, how can something so sacred happen so fast? And heaven replies, because the time of delay has ended. You have already done the waiting. You have already walked through the refining. You have already proven your faith when nothing made sense. So now, what looks fast to the world is actually right on time to heaven. God is teaching you now that acceleration is not anxiety. It is divine confirmation. When the Spirit says now you must learn to move in peace, not fear, because the miracle does not wait forever. It responds to obedience. The moment you said, Lord, let your will be done, heaven began moving pieces you could not see, and now those pieces are falling into place. People are showing up. Opportunities are aligning. Hearts are softening. All in divine harmony. The angels show me an image, a wedding table being set in heaven. Each plate carries your name, each light shines with holy joy. The Father Himself is smiling, for His children are finally walking into their appointed promise. This is not a wedding of the flesh, but of the Spirit. A union heaven celebrates before earth even witnesses it. As it is written, the Lord will bless His people with peace. Psalm 29:11, KJV. That peace is your confirmation. When you think of them and feel stillness, when you pray and sense divine warmth, that is heaven's yes. Do not doubt what God has already confirmed. The human mind may question, but the soul always knows. Beloved soul, the reason heaven moves so swiftly is because there is kingdom purpose in your pairing. Together, you will build something eternal. You will heal not only yourselves, but others who witness your love. Your story will preach louder than any sermon. Your peace will convert hearts more than any word. This marriage will not just bless your life, it will shift generations. You are stepping into covenant energy now, a sacred vibration of alignment, harmony, and destiny. That is why everything around you feels lighter. That is why doors that once resisted are now opening, because heaven is saying, make way. The chosen are coming together. The one who loves you feels this shift deeply too. They cannot rest the same. They feel the pull toward you stronger each day. It is not lust, it is longing. It is not desire alone, it is destiny calling them home. And when they speak of marriage, it's because their soul already sees it. They have glimpsed your future together in dreams, in visions, in divine knowing. They are no longer afraid. They are ready to surrender to God's timing, and so are you. Heaven says, do not overthink what I have made simple. You will know by peace, not pressure. You will recognize by spirit, not sight. And the moment you surrender fully, everything will unfold naturally, effortlessly, beautifully, divinely, because what is meant for you does not need to be chased. It simply arrives and stays. Beloved, heaven is preparing your life for this union. You may feel an urge to declutter, to release old things, to forgive old wounds, to restore relationships where necessary. That is not coincidence. That is divine cleansing. The Holy Spirit is preparing space in your heart for the miracle that is about to dwell there. Do not resist the pruning. It is how God makes room for the blessing. For as it is written, behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth, do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19 ESV. The new thing is already here. The new love, the new peace, the new chapter, and all heaven rejoices as you step into it with grace. If this message has touched your heart, pause now and whisper softly, Lord, prepare me for my promise, because preparation is worship. Readiness is faith, and gratitude is the seed of manifestation. Share this message with someone you love, someone who needs to remember that divine timing is real, that heaven never forgets its promises. And if you feel led, support this sacred space, so more souls can hear heaven's gentle voice and find peace again. You are loved. You are chosen. You are ready. And the angels rejoice, saying, the wedding of souls is near, and the blessing season has begun. The divine celebration when heaven rejoices over your union, beloved soul. As the dawn rises over your destiny, heaven sings a song that only your spirit can hear. It is the song of sacred fulfillment, the melody of a promise finally come true. The angels gather close, their voices shimmering like light through crystal water, and they whisper, rejoice, beloved. The divine celebration has begun, for what was once a vision is now becoming visible. What was once a prayer is now walking toward you. What was once hope has now become holy reality. Heaven is not only watching, heaven is celebrating. You see, beloved, when two souls aligned by God say yes, it echoes through the entire spiritual realm, because divine love is not just personal joy, it is kingdom victory. Every demon that tried to divide you is silenced. Every storm that tried to delay you is calmed. Every doubt that tried to destroy you is disarmed, and heaven stands triumphant, saying, the covenant has been sealed by obedience. The angels reveal that even before your hands touch, your hearts have already agreed in the Spirit. Before vows are spoken aloud, your souls have whispered them in heaven. This is why your heart feels so full lately, so alive, so warm, so ready. You are not imagining it. It is the vibration of divine agreement. Heaven has already said yes. Heaven has already said yes. Beloved soul, imagine for a moment a great banquet being prepared in heaven. The table stretches endlessly, covered in gold and light. Every plate shines with grace, and every chalice overflows with peace. There are garlands of glory, and the fragrance of holy joy fills the air. The Father smiles from his throne, and the angels move like dancing fire. For they know what this moment means. the union of two souls chosen for divine purpose. The celebration is not for fame, not for beauty, not for comfort alone, but for destiny. Because when two souls ordained by heaven unite, it marks the rise of a greater calling. Heaven says, "You have waited long enough. You have believed when others mocked. You have stood in faith when the world called it foolish. Now see the reward of your endurance. The one meant for you will arrive not to complete you, but to co-labor with you. They will not come to own your light, but to mirror it, to magnify it. Together, you will become a divine reflection, a testimony of what love looks like when heaven writes the story. It is written, "Therefore what God has joined together, let no one separate." Mark 10:9. NIV, "This is the seal of heaven upon your bond. It cannot be broken by distance, nor stolen by deception, nor dimmed by fear, because what God ordains, he also protects. And what heaven births, no darkness can undo." Beloved, your angels are busy right now, rearranging paths, orchestrating divine meetings, softening hearts, opening gates of favor. They are ensuring that every earthly detail aligns perfectly with heaven's timeline. You may sense sudden synchronicities, numbers repeating, songs that seem to speak to you, dreams where your beloved appears. These are not coincidences. They are divine reminders that heaven is closer than ever, and soon, very soon, you will feel the shift. The waiting will end. The silence will break. The distance will close. The question marks will turn into exclamation points, and love will arrive, not as chaos, but as calm certainty. They will come with clarity, not confusion, with purpose, not pretense, with prayer, not persuasion, because what is divine never demands. It simply declares, "I am here." Heaven says, "Your union will glorify me," not because of perfect people, but because of surrendered hearts, not because of flawless timing, but because of faithful waiting. You will both know that it was never coincidence, it was covenant. Every delay, every heartbreak, every lonely night was leading you here to a love that is holy, healed and heaven-made. Now, beloved, let your soul breathe. Let the worry go. Let the control fall away. For as you rest in divine trust, you make room for divine manifestation. You cannot hold both fear and faith in the same hand. Choose faith, and miracles will rush to meet you. The angels say there will be a sign soon, something undeniable. A moment where time stands still, where you just know. It may be a message, a meeting, a dream so vivid it feels like memory. It will mark the turning point, the "it is done" moment. Heaven wants you to be ready when it comes. Not anxious, but available. Not controlling, but receptive. Because divine timing rarely knocks twice, and when this love stands before you, there will be no need to rush. Yet everything will move with ease. You'll both feel it, the peace, the recognition, the sense of home. You'll realize that the waiting was never wasted. It was preparation for forever. So, beloved soul, as heaven celebrates above you, celebrate within yourself too. Dress your heart with gratitude. Decorate your spirit with praise, because the same God who promised is the God who fulfills. He never begins what he will not finish, and he never sends love that isn't meant to last. If you feel this message in your soul, whisper gently, "Thank you, Lord, for the love you prepared for me." Say it not with longing, but with gratitude. Because gratitude turns prophecy into reality. Heaven rejoices over you. The angels sing over your name. And the divine lover of your soul smiles, for the promise he whispered long ago is finally coming to pass. Prepare your heart, beloved, for the celebration has already begun, the covenant manifested, living in the miracle, beloved soul. As heaven's song softens into silence, you are standing now upon the holy ground of everything you once prayed for. This is not a dream anymore. It is fulfillment breathing before your eyes. It is prophecy clothed in reality. It is love, pure and promised, becoming life. Heaven whispers now, the waiting has served its purpose. Every tear watered the soil of destiny. Every prayer built the altar of alignment. Every lonely night prepared your spirit to recognize what is real, what is eternal, what is heaven-sent. And now, as the light rises on your new beginning, you will see what divine timing truly means. That God was never late. He was simply perfect. The angels reveal that your union is not just a marriage, it is a ministry, two souls walking together, reflecting heaven's covenant on earth. Your love will not only heal you, it will heal others who watch it unfold, because true love is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to be witnessed, so that others may believe again. Beloved, you are about to live inside the miracle that you once could only imagine. You will wake one morning soon, and something will feel different. The air will hum with peace. Your heart will beat with quiet certainty. The ache will be gone. The waiting will no longer be heavy, because when heaven finishes what it began, the soul feels it before the eyes can see it. They will come to you not as fantasy, but as fulfillment. Not to play with your heart, but to honor it. Not to test your faith, but to walk beside it. You will see in their eyes the same recognition you felt in your spirit. You will hear in their voice the echo of every divine whisper that kept you strong. And when they speak words of commitment, you will not need to question their truth, for heaven itself will bear witness. As it is written, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights. James 1:17, ESV. This love is one of those gifts, refined by delay, perfected by grace, delivered by divine appointment. It comes not because you earned it, but because you trusted through the silence. The angels say, this is the season of completion. The one who once hesitated will now move with conviction. The one who once feared will now act with faith. The one who once was distant will now draw near, not out of guilt, but out of revelation. They finally see what heaven showed you long ago. And now their heart has caught up with their calling. Beloved, you will feel overwhelmed by the purity of this love, not because it is dramatic, but because it is divinely simple. It won't feel rushed, yet it will move quickly. It won't feel confusing, yet it will be intense, because when something is heaven-made, it doesn't follow human timelines. It follows divine readiness, and heaven says, the time is now. You will soon find yourself standing in sacred stillness, perhaps hand in hand with your beloved, and you will realize you are no longer waiting for the promise. You are living in it. It may happen quietly, without fanfare, without spectacle, but heaven will know. The angels will record the moment, and the Spirit of God will smile, for his word has not returned void. Beloved, your covenant will carry power. Wherever you both go, peace will follow. Wherever you pray together, mountains will move. Wherever you speak love, darkness will bow, because you are not just partners in affection, you are partners in assignment. Heaven's light will dwell in your union, and your love will become a lamp for others. It is written, two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. Nivi, this is the heart of divine partnership. Not just romance, but restoration. You will lift each other when faith wavers, pray for each other when words fail, and build together what neither could alone. The angels say, this marriage will be quick not because it is reckless, but because heaven has already prepared it. The alignment has been tested. The hearts have been purified. The lessons have been learned. Now what remains is obedience. When the Spirit says go, you will know. When the moment unfolds, you will move. And peace will be your confirmation. Beloved, never forget the journey that led here. It was sacred, even in its silence. Every unanswered prayer was a thread in the tapestry of timing. Every disappointment was divine redirection. And now that the promise stands before you, hold it with reverence. Do not rush past the miracle. Do not lose wonder in routine. Keep God at the center, and love will never lose its light. As your angels rejoice, let your spirit whisper, Lord. Thank you for writing this story, because this story was written long before you knew their name. And even now, heaven continues to guide every chapter. So rest, beloved. The waiting is over. The vow has been seen. The covenant is alive, and soon the words "I do" will echo not only through the air, but through eternity. For this is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of your divine legacy.